This is TWiT.
So, Pixel 2. Everything we thought was going to happen did. No headphone jack. Sigh. No wireless charging. Sigh.
Sigh.
Somewhat waterproof. It's IP67. That's really water resistant. Sigh. However, the things that people really love Pixel phones for are here. For instance, it's the most secure Android phone because Google keeps it up to date. That's great. It's really got great integrated support for Google Assistant. It's a simple, clean design. I'm really glad the XL, the large version, is almost bezel-less, but not fully. And the reason it's not fully is they have front-facing speakers, top and bottom, stereo speakers. Thank you. Really like that. One lens. Oh. Go ahead. Yes, Stacy.
No, I was going to say, I was like, somebody I just talked to doesn't use like a Sonos or anything. They use their smartphone speaker. Right. And I realized it was Matt Cutts from last week.
Right. But you have to have a good smartphone speaker, and this is the way to do it. This
is the phone for Matt.
This is the HTC DNA. This is the boom sound DNA. HTC started this with the M1, and that really was sounded great. I really liked the front-facing speakers. Nobody else does this. In fact, you know, Apple has one cheesy speaker. Samsung has one cheesy speaker off the side, and it's really nice to have front-facing stereo speakers, especially if you ever watch video, which I don't, but it sounds better. I don't, you know, we'll see if it sounds as good as a regular speaker. Probably doesn't. We, you know, all the flagship phones these days have dual lenses. Apple started it with, actually, I think LG started it, but Apple was the first really well-known flagship to have a wide and a telephoto. And they can do a lot of things, portrait mode and so forth, but Google was at great pains to say, we don't need two lenses. We need one lens and lots of computational power. And they can do portrait mode. They don't use both. They don't need both lenses. What they do with this camera is they take a lot of images, and they change, I guess, the focal length and the lighting, and then they optimize by mixing images. And that makes sense. You're doing this so fast. Why do you have to have two lenses? You could do it all with one lens. One lens optically image stabilized, f1.8, so it's fairly fast. Not the fastest out there, but fairly fast. And DxO mark, Google was very happy to say, gave it a 98, the highest score they've ever given.
Take that, Apple fan.
Yeah, it's funny because
didn't the Apple get like a 95?
94. Yesterday,
94,
the iPhone 8 and the Note 8 both were touting that they got 94. They tied. And I feel like this was a setup because the next day Google says, "Oh yeah, well we got a 98." But it's, you know,
is there a 101 or is it stop at 100?
I think it must go past 100.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
I mean, we're so close to 100. I don't know. Does that mean it's perfect? No, there must be a way to go.
Wait, what is the scale?
But we don't know.
No, sorry, not what is the scale. Just what is it? What is this measuring?
It's
Who does this?
DxO mark. They are independent third party. They've done this for years. They make software, so they have a business selling software. But they've been for a long time reviewing not just camera phones, but all sensors and all cameras. The Pixel is the highest mobile, but it's got a score as high as the Sony A7R II, which is, you know, easily one of the best DSLRs out there. It's not an SLR; it's a mirrorless. So I don't know if those are comparable. I don't know what the scale is. They do lens ratings as well on a different scale, and I would say they're reliable, they're trustworthy, but I wouldn't say it's that meaningful. I mean, look at the Google Pixel. Last year's Pixel was 90. The iPhone 7 Plus was 88. The iPhone 8 Plus is 94. And now the Google Pixel 2 is 98. How much better is that? Maybe a little bit, a scotch better. I don't know. I think the smidge. The truth is, if you're getting a flagship phone these days, even like an LG V30, you're getting a really excellent camera. And some do, like they say, the Note 8 is the best smartphone if you want to zoom. It's funny because the iPhone 8 Plus, when it was reviewed, said the best smartphone camera we've ever tested, but that was all the way back in September. So
what do you? So I have my Pixel XL. Love my Pixel XL.
Oh, you should definitely upgrade.
Real? Okay, so tell me why. You always cost me money, Leo.
I think the biggest thing is that when the Pixel came out, it was a rush job. Everybody agreed that Google had to kind of make some compromises to get it out the door. This is my Pixel XL, and I love this. Right? It's a great phone. But look at the size of the screen relative to the size of there's a big bumps at the top and the bottom. Those will disappear on the XL 2. This glass window is now smaller. The fingerprint reader is below the glass window, and this is a soft touch. I think you'll like it better than the metal finish.
Even though you're going to put a case on it, but yeah.
Right. 835, Snapdragon 835 processor. That is a better processor than that. I think you have an 820. We have an 821 in our Pixel XL. Camera, I think, is going to be the biggest difference. I think there is going to be a noticeable difference in the camera.
Boy, I'm glad I didn't buy last year's smartphones.
Well, truthfully, the tough one is buying one every year. If it's a 2-year difference, yeah, it's like a no-brainer. But
this actually helps. I can trade in my Pixel XL and get $410.
That's a great deal. That's a real
do that.
That means that this is now what is a $450 phone, $440 phone.
That makes it a lot better.
That's fantastic.
So if you look at the trade-in stuff,
I could not trade in. I should have been able to get 115 for my Nexus 5 XP or 5X, except it broke because it was part of that whole flawed LG thing. Grr.
So a 6P 128 gets you $165. Not so great.
No, that's to the 2-year-old.
A Pixel 128 gets you $360. It's an estimated. Oh, they ask you, does it turn on? Yes.
Yeah, it's
Does it have any cracks?
Yeah.
No.
Mine's flawed. Mine's perfect shape.
Next, can I reset it? Yes. Estimated value 230
for the small Pixel, but for the XL. Anyway, if you can get the trade-in, I think that means a big difference. Better graphics processor.
Yeah, it does.
And I really think the camera is going to be noticeably better. What else is different? You can squeeze it.
Oh,
come on! That's big. Now I'm very skeptical.
No, what happens with the case?
The case. So the case, if you buy the case from Google, they've designed it to accommodate the squeeze.
And they say they could distinguish an accidental squeeze from an intentional squeeze. And the squeeze launches Google Assistant. So I kind of think that's a smart way.
Oh no, I thought it could do other things too. I thought you could.
Well, the demo she gave was she squeezed it, and then says take a selfie, and it immediately goes to the camera, and literally 2 seconds later goes 3, 2, and takes a selfie. That's a good application.
That's
right
not
there.
bad. Yeah.
Or what's the weather going to be? Or what time is it? Or set an appointment for tomorrow at 4:30 to get a haircut. That will be fairly useful, I think. I'm skeptical again because that seems like a weird gesture. We've talked about this on and on. If it's an intuitive, simple gesture that kind of comes naturally, that could be a big breakthrough. We need a good way to launch an assistant that doesn't involve turning on the phone or saying things or whatever. I think the squeeze has the potential of being very good.